I'm Abigail Ocker, editor at Industry Review, and joining me today I have Ryan Mallory, Chief Operating Officer at Flexential. Thank you for joining me today.
Thanks, Abigail. It's a pleasure. I really love being able to talk about AI, and what a beautiful environment to be able to talk about here in PTC.
How are you finding Hawaii?
Love it, love it. So it's been a great show. This has probably been the busiest event that I've ever seen here. I've been coming for 20 years, and this event is really hitting its stride. So, with AI and those types of topics that are out there, this is the right time to have this event start to peak.
And give us a brief overview of Flexential's new software offerings, tailored to data centers and co-location.
You bet. So, Flexential launched the Flexential Fabric last week, and it was designed to help bridge the infrastructure that customers try to purchase, the IT capabilities, with some programmable network modeling that's out there. So we built this on an Arista platform that allows you to provision, through a single port, multi-use type services. So your public cloud, private cloud, network, data protection, and other assets that would sit inside the data center. And so this is really to help create a virtualized CIO IT model while using some AI analytics associated with it to be very proactive in your ordering capabilities.
And how does the software allow users to achieve better network performance?
So it allows you to optimize your usage. And so oftentimes customers buy network and they start to provision this, and they may not use a lot of it. More so when you start to get into your overall IT stack around your private cloud, public cloud, and those types of services, you may not know or understand what you need. So you have to have that capability to spend up and spend down. So you buy the base, rent the spike, and you have those abilities to really model your infrastructure as you need it when you need it.
And you just talk about IP transit. Why does a platform that's both matter?
Really from a customer's perspective, when you look at this, again, this virtual CIO model, they need IP transit, they need the physical infrastructure, they also need access to, those private public cloud infrastructure. So when you're able to bundle that through a single port, they can control their ordering. It really allows them to have a lot more control over the environment, because at different times of the year or day, they're going to have peaks and valleys in their overall consumptions of services, but they can all do that now on a single contract.
So how does interconnection, network operations, and edge computing align with Flexential's differentiators?
Yeah, so interconnection and cloud computing, are core fundamentals for Flexential. We're a multi-service provider. We don't chase the hyperscale type deployments. We're highly focused on that mid-market enterprise and what we call the scaled edge, that 250 kW up to 5 megawatts. The differentiating factor for Flexential is access to that active and passive connectivity. Active meaning IP services, virtual connections out to the public cloud, passive being the physical cross connects. The nuance that Flexential offers out there is that private cloud. So we have single tenant, multi-tenant, so you're able to truly bundle those offers together. And we have a professional services team that can help implement that and create that overall solution for our customers.
With so many different components of edge compute, in your opinion, which is the most important that Flexential needs to focus on or are already focusing on?
It's really that bundled solution. And so we don't look at just trying to solve a single component in that overall enterprise architecture. We want to build a comprehensive, solution-oriented architecture for customers. They're all very important. You have to have space and power. That's at the core of the business. The interconnection is a massive differentiator, as well as having it programmable. But it is that public and private cloud with that data protection that gives us a very unique edge when we're trying to engage with customers. It's that solution package that we bring forward.
And looking at the wider picture, what emerging trends do you believe will have significant impact on the industry as the years?
Well, obviously it's AI, and when everybody here is talking about AI, where is it going, what's happening? When you start to look at those edge deployments and where people are starting to put them today, the next step is really about how does the enterprise interact with that and be able to have a useful outcome to be able to model for successful purchasing, human resource analysis, those types of things. And so the enterprise hasn't touched it yet, and so we're still in the very early innings of those deployments of those edge nodes for AI, that's going to be what's transformational because it's going to blend into every aspect of the IT stack.
And everyone's having conversations about what to do with AI and what's to come. Do you think that this time next year we will have the answer of what exactly we're going to be doing with AI in the long run?
That's the million-dollar question right now, and so I think there'll be progress on that. All enterprises have budget for AI, and so they're trying to figure out where inside their overall operational stack it can drive benefits without really starting to scare their employees and think, hey, is this going to affect my job? And so, if I could answer that, then I'd probably be the belle of the ball here at PTC.
And in terms of partnerships that Flexential have done in the past, which ones are the most significant and key to driving the company's success going forward?
And so from the standpoint of customer, the customer partnerships, it's really around companies like Crown Castle, Zayo, the hyperscale edge nodes. Those are the big ones. We obviously work with the hardware providers that are out there. But when you look at the customer perspective and what they drive to the ecosystem, it's the CoreWeaves, it's the Applied Digitals, but it's also the ecosystems that exist out there that really give us that data gravity to help companies come in and then want to be part of that.
I think it's also important to touch on sustainability before we round up, and I just think that the way the world is working and the way everyone is driving towards it, how feasible is it that the industry that takes all this power and all this data can actually be on top and be ahead of the sustainability?
It's a great question and something that we think about almost daily. And so we participate in SBTI. It's a science-based initiative around how do you eliminate or reduce your carbon footprint. We've got some parameters that we're putting out there this year that we're going to strive to achieve. But more so, we want to look at in every aspect of the data center as well as our overall operations inside the facilities. We're hyper focused on scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions, how we participate, how we consume. More so, what do we need to look at from a power perspective, and what do renewables look like? And so there's no single easy answer there. You want to look at the science, you want to have a program in place that's attainable, and then you want to evaluate how you consume as well. We've really gone out, out into the industry and really started to lead the way with green bond offerings. And so, a large portion of our debt has been secured as green bonds, where you're basically committing to very aggressive PUE, power use efficiencies of below 1.4 and a 0 water use efficiency to make sure that you're having as little impact on the environment as possible. And so Flexential is highly committed to it, and we want to be a good steward of the environment as well as the industry.
And lastly, what is Flexential's 2-year growth trajectory?
It's completely up and to the right, and so we're building capacity, out for 26, 27, 28 delivery, and we're already selling into that. And so what we have to then become hyper focused around the next 2 years is more of that, that cloud data protection type modeling, that as a service type capability that sits inside our data center. And so we've got the benefit of having, the footprint and the capacity coming online, as well as having a services offering that allows us to help support that IT need now while we're building for the future. And so we're really excited. We think it's a great time to be in the industry, and there's just a lot of tailwinds for everybody. And candidly, we're seeing so much cooperation out there, whether if it's supply chain, power, just customer support. It's just fantastic.
Sounds exciting. Looking forward to hearing more from Flexential. And thank you for speaking with me today.
Absolutely. Thanks for the opportunity, Abigail. It's been my pleasure, and look forward to catching up again soon.
Thank you. Don't forget, you can catch up with all the latest edge computing news on Edge Industry Review website for the full platform.